best MMA show around the world. My name is Mighty. Thank you so much for joining me. Already at episode 98. 2 away from episode 100. Wow, 100 episodes. That's a lot. 100 of anything is a lot, unless you're talking about dollars, and then $100 really is not that much nowadays. Any case, let's get it back into this previous weekend. We actually had the twofer, and we had Bellator on Friday. We had UFC 197 on Saturday. Let's talk about Bellator. I had 3 picks. I went 2 for 3. Bendo couldn't get the job done, unfortunately. His Bellator debut came up short. I mean, the tale of the story on this one is David and Goliath. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Bendo, natural weight class, should be at 155. He's fighting at welterweight for his debut. And Andrei Korshkov is just way bigger, way stronger, with a bigger reach. Not only did Bendo lose, but he might have had a small glimmer of decency at one point. But he was outclassed in all 5 rounds. But I will say this. That dude has a chin on him. He was taking some shots. There's a great shot of the flying knee of him taking it in the jaw up against the fence. Oh my God. There was just so many shots. I couldn't believe it. You know, I was watching the fight. I'm thinking, okay, this is like that Brandon Thatch fight. All right, he's gonna pull it off. He's gonna get him down to the ground and get a submission. Yeah, that did not happen. He was just outclassed. I still think Bendo can do well at Bellator. He just needs to go back down to his regular weight class. Go back down to 155. 170, he's just too dang small. Because a lot of these welterweights, let's take Rumble Johnson, for example. This dude used to cut from 220 to welterweight. 50 pounds. That is insane. But I think most welterweights probably cut from 185, 190, maybe 195, which is still a decent amount of weight. So then after the weigh-ins, they rehydrate, they swell back up. If you're barely making 170, a la Conor McGregor, you know, and then obviously with Benson that I'm talking about, you're going to be a small fighter. So I think you should just stay at your normal weight class. So we'll see what happens. I actually look forward to seeing Bendo doing much better at 155. All right, the following night, UFC 197. It was a decent card. There was definitely some fights on there that I enjoyed. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson got the job done in a major way. I mean, in my opinion, I got to put this dude at the pound-for-pound best fighter that is active right now. He's cleared out his weight class. I don't want to see him go up to bantamweight. It's going to be the same type of thing with Bendo. He probably cuts little to no weight. I know he's pretty lean, but still, he's probably putting on weight to try to fight at bantamweight, where a lot of guys are probably cutting from 150, 155, maybe even 160. Probably not that high, but 150, 155 to get down to bantam. And that's just going to be a much bigger guy. I mean, when he fought Dominic Cruz, that's a perfect example, because I know Dominic cuts to get down to bantam, so when he rehydrates, he's going to be the larger fighter. With Demetrius Johnson, he's probably going to have to wear a hoodie, some boots, and a backpack just to hit 135. So I say stay where he is and let the bosses go find the talent. You know what I'm saying? It's inevitable. I think Joseph Benavidez fights him for a 3rd time. I mean, he deserves it. I think he's on like a 4 or 5 fight win streak, maybe even 6. I think it's 5 though. So it's like, you have to give him a shot, even though he's already fought him twice. I mean, unless he's just going to be the all-time gatekeeper and stay #1 contender indefinitely until Demetrius decides to retire or something. And I think Joseph Benavidez, same thing. He's naturally a 125 or so to go up. Probably not the smartest thing. I do like Dodson moving up to bantamweight because he's so fast that I like his movement and his speed. So, and he did very well against Manny Gambarian. So I would like to see him against the top 5. I'd like to see him against Dominic Cruz if Dominic Cruz can get it done. Or if Uriah beats him, have him fight Uriah. I want to see him fight either one of those cats. All right, let's talk about the main event. Jon Jones comes back. It's been off for a year-ish or so. And, we got tons of people over. And I do want to give a big shout-out to my boy, Corey. I've met some great people on social media, primarily on Twitter. Haven't really met many people on Facebook. A couple people on Facebook. No one on Instagram. Many people on Twitter. And Corey's pretty much been following MMA Made close to the beginning, and we've become tight. We've hung out a couple times at the shows, and he lives about 3 hours north of me. But I said, you know what? One time you should come out. So he actually drove down, 3-hour drive, came down, hung out, got to meet the crew. Everyone loved him. He loved everybody. We just hung out. There was like a dozen of us, had a great time, watched the fights. So I just want to give a shout out to Corey. Anyways, back to the Jon Jones thing. Conspiracy theorists were looking, saying, talking. John's coming in, saying he's rusty or this. Oh, come on, man. We all know he was taking it easy and wanting to get that shot at the UFC 200 main event slot. Uncle Dana takes him aside and goes, look, man, Conor ain't coming. I got to make sure I keep my ground on this. So you come out injury-free. Cormier is going to be ready to go. Boom. Let's do it. He's like, I got this. I think there was times where Jones was a little aggressive, but we've seen him more aggressive before, and I felt if he wanted to take a little more risk, he could have finished OSP. Not to take away anything from OSP, he hung in there, but I felt if circumstances were different, I think we would have seen a different Jon Jones. I mean, I can't say I was completely disappointed, but ultimately, we get Jon Jones against Daniel Cormier, UFC 200. That was announced in the last day or two. So that kind of, quote-unquote, saves the card. There was already some great fights on there. I'm still bummed that Carlos Condit, Robbie Lawler rematch didn't get stuck on there. And I was trying to say that since February or January or, probably a few weeks after the initial fight had happened earlier this year. I don't know, it could still happen, but you've got 3 5-rounders already on UFC 200, so that's a lot of time right there. That's 15 rounds. That's equal to 5 normal fights. So I've seen him do 12 to 13 fights on a card, but I don't think there has been 3 title fights since, I don't know if there ever has been. UFC 100, I believe there was only 2. GSP defended his title, and Brock Lesnar was on there for the heavyweight title. I don't think there was another title fight. Jon Jones was actually on that card, by the way. He was on the prelims. A lot of people don't remember that. He was a youngster earlier in his career, probably his first or second fight in the UFC, something around there. So, in any case, that's what happened this past weekend. This coming weekend, not a lot of action. On Saturday, April, I was going to say August, April 30th, we have Titan FC on. So check that out. Check your local listings. You can check that out. That's pretty much it. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. As you can see, I'm repping my boy. He's killing it, man. He's killing it on YouTube. He's only been on there 7-8 months now and just killing it. So check him out. Flying Brian on YouTube. Got to sport some of his gear. You know what I'm saying? You got to support the folks. So in any case, if you want to, you can subscribe to me. Check me out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Hit me up. You can probably find my number on a bathroom wall somewhere. Well, that's it. I'll catch you next week. Peace out.